Call to order, City of Forest Park Council meeting number 1298, August 7, 2017. Let's stand for the pledge, please.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Burns.
Here.
Collins.
Here.
Cottle.
Here.
Herbie.
Here.
Holt.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Moore.
Is there a motion to excuse, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move to excuse Councilwoman Moore.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we excuse Councilwoman Moore. Is there any discussions? All those in favor of excusing Councilwoman Moore, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilwoman Moore is excused. Next item on the agenda is the minutes. You should have all received a copy of the minutes in your package. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, we will move to item number 3. That's presentations, and I would assume that the fire chief and deputy chief would, one of the two of you all would take care of that, unless you have somebody else in mind.
Oh, no.
You're right.
Keep it quick. Because what we're going to discuss this evening, it'll be short, is the product of the We Thrive Forest Park. It's in conjunction with the resolution you guys passed back in November. And also, we're going to celebrate 2 of our interns. It's their second year in the fire interns in Forest Park. But before we get to Jermaine to do all that, I just asked that for Assistant Chief Roop, his mother had passed away on Friday. I'm asking for the community to give him his prayers during this heavy time in his life. Usually the mothers are the ones that console us, and since his mother's the one that has passed, I want the community to stand up and give him support. So that's all I'm asking, and I'll let Chief Hill take it from here.
Good evening, Council,
Good evening.
and good evening, Forest Park. All right, tonight we want to talk about a couple of things. First, we'll address the resolution that was passed. It was an anti-tobacco resolution, and that includes cigarette smoke, that includes hookah, that includes dip. A lot of firefighters are angry with us because they dip, but they will comply. They are very supportive of our initiatives. And the citizens, they will see these signs posted up in prominent areas in Forest Park, especially around the parks. One reads, "This is a tobacco-free area. Thank you for not smoking or vaping." And the other says, "Young lungs at play," because the children are our future. You guys know the dangers of smoking. I know I'm preaching to the choir. It cuts your life short. It's one of the most preventable forms of death around. Those that start smoking at an early age, they tend to lean towards other stronger drugs. They drink alcohol faster, they smoke marijuana faster, and do other things. So we see a need through our surveys. We see a way to make a positive impact right now. So this is the way that we choose to go. Prevention First is doing great work with the Wentwood School District with their anti-tobacco policies and initiatives. So this is a way to support them. Thank you, sir. Chief Jones, he had mentioned our internship program. This was a joint venture between the Forest Park Fire Department, the Cincinnati, I'm sorry, yes, sir.
Excuse me, not to interrupt, but where would these signs, where are they going to be posted?
At the parks,
Just the parks?
yes, sir, and public buildings in Forest Park as well.
Buildings in the parks? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. All right, our internship program. This was a partnership between the Forest Park Fire Department, the Wentwood School District, Jobs for Cincinnati Graduates, which is ran out of Wentwoods High School, and the Cincinnati Youth Collaborative down in Cincinnati. The contact from Wentwoods High School, James Williams, he calls us and he says, "Hey, I got some students that are interested in firefighting. We happen to know these 2 students. This is our second year doing it." He has a program through the Cincinnati Youth Collaborative, which would allow them to make money as they're learning about firefighting, and not just the basics of firefighting and EMS, but also the important aspects of teamwork, being a role model, altruism, just being a positive, productive person. We actually had 3. The other, he was at work. He told me before time that he was like, hey, I'll try to get off if I can, but apparently he could not. But we would like to celebrate our 2 interns tonight. If you guys could come over. This is Bryn Wright and Chris Smith. Bryn Wright is a junior. No, I'm sorry, he's a senior now at Winton Woods High School. He's a student of Scarlet Oaks. He's in their fire academy. He'll graduate this year, and we look forward to employing Bryn. He's a Forest Park product, as is Chris, and this is what we want to see. We want to see more people from the community inside our firehouse, working inside our police department, making that positive difference. All right? So, Bryn, you've done great things with the fire department. You had such a positive impact. Like, I've known Bryn for a number of years. Before he was a freshman, he has to be 14 to become an explorer. So before then, he was telling me that he wanted to become an explorer. He was like, I want to be in the firehouse, Mr. Hill, or Firefighter Jay. They call me Firefighter Jay. I want to be at the fire. I want to be a firefighter. So when this joker turned 14, he came right to us. Got him in touch with Mr. Williams. He had already started pursuing his fire career at Scarlet. So I'm like, hey, why don't you come with us to get paid? Come on, have fun, learn about the fire service, learn more about Forest Park, serve your people, your community. So he came running. Bryn, along with your great works, your positive impact that you've had on the firefighters there's a guy that came up to me who, he's a positive guy, but never really says a whole bunch of stuff about other firefighters where it's like, really complimentary. Good guy, but he's like kind of straightforward, direct. A couple of weeks ago, he said, hey, Chief, I just want you to know, he's like, Bryn Wright, he works his butt off. He's like, I really like him. He was like, I can't wait until he can graduate and be hired here. He was like, I just want you to know. He was like, I know you and I don't get to talk about like this a whole lot. He was like, but I want to let you know that Bryn Wright, he's like, I really like him. Bryn, being a firefighter, high character, high morals. You have to do what you do. You have to do right inside the firehouse, especially outside the firehouse. When you wear that label on your chest, it's not just Bryn Wright. It's the city of Forest Park. It's the community of Forest Park. It's your parents. It's your relatives. You have to stand right by them. You have to do proud by them. You have to do right by God. I'm issuing you this challenge coin that has the city of Forest Park emblem on it. I want you to keep that proudly somewhere prominently. If you ever have a question of whether to do right or wrong, any type of tricky situation, I want you to think about that coin. Have somewhere that you can grab that coin and look at it and think about it. All right? I don't think we'll ever have that issue out of you, but know that if you ever need anything from the fire department, we're here for you. All right? Thank you, sir. Mr. Chris Smith. He is a graduate of Winton Woods High School. He just graduated this year. All the teachers and the admin from the school district that talk about Chris, that see him with the fire department, they're like, oh my God, Chris is doing so well now. Great job with him. And I'm like, no, he came to us like this. Chris is one of those workers, he never sits down. He's always looking for something to do, but in a positive sense. Idle hands, never with him. Never with him. Always first to jump up and help. Always last to finish, okay? Always helpful. He, not only does he do stuff for the fire department, he also volunteers at church. He's a leader in the community. He and a couple of his friends, they go around, they mow lawns free of charge, through the church. They mow lawns, they clean yards. They do a number of things. This is what we're looking for in a firefighter. I can't think of anyone better to hire than you. Chris is starting fire school this January through Colerain. We have a partnership with Colerain. We love Colerain. They're going to put him through fire school for free. All right? Chris has made a tremendous impact on our fire department. He'll continue to make a positive impact on the community. I see his captain back there. He was assigned to Unit 3, Captain Jason Geyser, for the Cincinnati Youth Collaborative celebration. Captain Geyser came and supported him. I have nothing else to say about it. I see firefighter Copeland back there. Cope also did great things with Chris. He's the primary person that trains Chris and teaches him about the fire service. Chris, you have all the qualities that we're looking for in Forest Park. So I issue you this challenge coin. Keep up the good work. Keep God and family first. Always do right by your community. And we look forward to having you serve with the fire department.
Thank you, sir. Before moving on, let me just say, I see these young men a lot. They're always waving, and I go over and chat with them. And let me just hasten to add, not just the young men, but also the young lady. We have some very good young people that are coming up and coming along, and we want to encourage them all we can. And I think I just saw, if not all of you, I guess I just saw you all Saturday night as well. So wherever there's an event, wherever Forest Park firefighters show up, they're there. They're always there, always willing to lend a helping hand. Even during the high school parade, we have some of us are older. We can't get up into the truck by ourselves to ride in the parade, and those guys are always there to give us a hand, and they don't even let us fall. So I want to congratulate you as well. Anybody else on council want to comment? Councilwoman Hurley?
I was thinking as you were describing these two young men, this is why Forest Park's staff is the best in the country, is because we get young talent like this. We notice young talent like this. We groom them, and I can't say anything more than you're so welcome here, and we appreciate your service, and we look forward to hiring you.
I got the opportunity to observe you all on Saturday night, and I was just so proud to just glance over, see you all working on behalf of Forest Park. It just makes my heart happy to see how our young people are progressing, and that our fire department is nurturing that in them. Thank you.
Councilwoman McCollum?
Thank you so much for your time, talent, and treasures. It's greatly appreciated.
Mr. Burns?
As you go through high school and as you're listening to your parents and they tell you do certain things and don't do certain things, and you guys have obviously taken heed to the advice and created your own straight and narrow path toward a very honorable profession to serve others. You can not ask of anyone any greater thing, and I hope that is something that continues to be in your heart and to drive your ambition, because when you reach a certain point in life, you'll really understand how rich you are, and it may not be in dollars and cents, but in all the things that you've given. So keep building that, and thank you for being here.
I want to say congratulations to you too, and I am so proud to see our young people, especially our young black men, doing something positive, because our young black men has such a bad reputation, and my heart, it just patters, because I am so proud of you, so proud. And as Chief Hill says, if you ever think you're going to do something wrong, get off that right path, pull out that coin and look at it and say, thank God for me. Stay grounded in the word of the Lord, and you'll go far. Congratulations, and I'm so proud of you.
And finally, to the parents, grandparents, guardians, the folk that keep you, we thank you as well. Because without you, obviously, they wouldn't be here. And we're glad that you're going to loan them to us for a while. Thank you very much.
And Council, one last thing. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Nyesha Griffin.
Oh, yeah, I know.
She's
mine.
You'll be a senior in Scarlet this year.
Yeah.
She just joined our Explorer/Cadet post this past May. So we look forward to getting her integrated, and she's already done some great things during training, and we're going to keep her busy. And she'll keep us in check, too.
And she is a very, very high commodity situation. Everybody, not just here in the county or in the state, but all over this country, everybody's looking for female fire personnel and female police. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure she doesn't get away from us. Thank you all. Okay, we're about ready to move to item number 4, but before we do that, that's communication from the public. And if any of you feel like you need to leave, you can feel free to do that now. You can stay. You're more than welcome to stay if you choose. Thank you. Item number 4, communication from the public. This is a time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. When recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comment or question. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcriptions. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address the council? If so, please come up, sign your name, tell us who you are, and where you live.
My name is Laverne Williams. I live at 11606 Elkwood Drive in Forest Park. And my concern is, I live right behind Mill Road, and it's a lot of construction and stuff going on over there. And I was wondering, I've been hearing so many rumors that they're gonna tear our houses down and make apartments over there, and I was just wondering if that was true in any way, if our houses are being in jeopardy. Right behind, it's right on Mill Road, like on the corner of Mill and Kemper.
Mill and Kemper.
Yeah, right at
Mr. Hodges?
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is the sewer work that's occurring over there on Mill. It really has nothing to do with the city. That work is actually occurring outside the city of Forest Park. So, in answer to your question, 1, that work isn't the city's work. And 2, it has nothing to do with the Elkwood residency, if you will. There's no plan to put any apartments there. There's no zoning that allows that as it relates to Forest Park. Now, again, the work that you see over there, that's north of Kemper and is technically outside of Forest Park. So where Elkwood sits, that's Forest Park. When you go halfway across the street on Kemper, you're in Springfield Township.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about nothing, no, our houses.
Here's my answer to that question, because I say that's a very direct question there. You do have to worry about something. You have to worry about whatever Springfield Township does, but they're not doing anything in that Elkwood subdivision that's within the city of Forest Park.
Okay.
That's the first thing. The second thing is the construction they're doing over there now, I don't think even has anything to do with construction other than the sewer system that they're putting in over there. But, again, that's Springfield Township. We have no plans for any apartments in Elkwood in Forest Park.
Good to know. Now I can sleep. Thank you.
Yes, you can.
Anything else from anybody else from the public? Hearing none, thank you. Next item on the agenda is item number 5, reports of standing committees. First of those standing committees is Human Resources Committee, Councilwoman Holt.
I do not have a report tonight, thank you.
Any questions for Councilwoman Holt? Hearing none. Now, as we're going through this, I would remind council to keep in mind that when I'm referring to the work session, I'm referring to the work session that will be held on September 11th, because after tonight's meeting, we're on recess, and we will not be returning from recess, barring any special meetings, until Monday, September 11th, for a work session. Councilwoman Holt, do you have any, I don't have any items on the agenda for that work session for you. Do you have any to add?
No, I do not. Thanks.
Okay, next report is public improvements and facilities. That's Councilwoman Moore. She's absent. Does anybody on her committee have any reports for her? If not, I have a couple of things to mention on her, for her. The first thing that I would mention for her would be, I would like to thank all of those people, all of the citizens, all of the participants, our departments who participated in the 16th annual Jazz in the Park that was held this past Saturday night. As usual, it was a great affair. It was very well done. I'm not good at crowd estimations and numbers, but I can tell you there were more people at the Jazz Festival this year than there were last year. It was, as I said, it was a great event. I'm always, it's one of our mainstay events. I'm always happy to attend that event for any number of reasons. One, as I said, it's well done, and I'm appreciative of all of the people who volunteer and to make that possible. And two, just as important to me is it's one of the events that I can go to where I can be certain that at least probably half of the people there will be almost as old as I am. So again, thank those people, and I want to thank the major sponsor for that. It's done through Project Outreach. So again, I want to thank everybody who worked to make that event possible. The weather cooperated. It was a very nice evening with no rain. That would end. The other thing that I would report for Councilwoman Moore would be that, as a reminder, tomorrow night we will be having the City of Forest Park Community Day. We're calling it a Community Day because it starts at 5:30. It will go into the evening, but it's still Community Day. This will be, it will be held at 1231 West Kemper in Forest Park, basically on the high school parking lot. There will be food, games, prizes, displays from the fire departments and the police departments. There will be line dancing, ballroom dancing. There will be zoo animals, music, raffles, a number of booths from various organizations. And the most important thing of all is this will all be free. So come out, enjoy yourselves, have a good time. The one thing that we're asking, one of the things that we're asking people to please do and observe for us is if you have, obviously, if you have a dog, unless it's absolutely necessary for you to bring that dog because they are, what do they call those? Service animals. That's one thing, but just to bring your pet, you're probably better off to leave it at home. Remember, there are going to be a lot of kids there. We don't want any incidents with kids being snapped at, or we don't want kids biting dogs. We don't want dogs biting kids. So unless it's a service animal of some kind, please, please, please don't bring it, and then we won't be, we won't have to ask you to take it out. Again, that's tomorrow, starting at 5:30 on the parking lot at the high school. It's free, so come and enjoy yourselves. And that will end the report for Councilwoman Moore. I'll try to answer any questions if there are any. There are no items on the agenda for Councilwoman Moore for the work session on the 11th. The next standing committee would be Public Safety Committee, Councilwoman Cottle.
I want to do two things. For the fire department, the year-to-date statistics run about, well, a little less, 2,760 runs to 2,832 runs. And then the only other thing I would like to thank the police department for putting together in the participation of the Dayspring Church Backpack Giveaway. This program provides lunch while giving out clothes and school supplies to those in need. That should end my report.
Any questions for Councilwoman Cottle? Hearing none. Again, Councilwoman Cottle, I have no items on the agenda for you for the 11th. Do you have any to add?
No, thank you.
Okay. Next report, Ways and Means Committee, Councilwoman Herbie.
I have no report.
Any questions for Councilwoman Herbie? Hearing none, Councilwoman Herbie, I have no items for you. Do you have any to add at this time?
Yes, I do. I would like to put the EDC bylaws changes.
EDC bylaws changes.
Thank you.
Any others?
Nope.
Thank you. Next report, item E is community development. Mr. Burns.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report. However, I would just like to remind everyone, and I was just reminded today myself, school actually starts next Tuesday, the 15th. So we will have all of our students for the next 2 weeks at least becoming reoriented to their new buildings, their new classrooms, their new teachers and classmates. So as you are leaving for work, please be aware many of our students do still walk. And as you're coming home from work, if you are early, they will be walking around 2:45, between 2:45 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon as well. But it's a new school year, and hopefully everybody's read all their summer reading or is finishing it. And parents, be aware, your kids have to start getting up a little sooner next week. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Barnes? Mr. Barnes, I don't have any items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
No, I do not.
Okay, the next committee report is Law Committee. Councilwoman Collins.
Mr. Mayor, I have no report from the Law Committee at this time.
Any questions for Councilwoman Collins? Hearing none, there are no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
Not at this time.
Thank you. Next committee report is Intergovernmental Relations and Communication Committee. That's my committee. I have no report. I'd be glad to answer any questions if there are any. Next item on the agenda is item number 6, the mayor's report. I don't have any specific reports. I'll just reiterate again, and I invite everybody to come to Community Day tomorrow and to piggyback a little bit on what Mr. Burns said about school starting. And I am going to invite / challenge the council members on Monday the 15th. Last year, Tuesday the 15th, Monday the 14th, there will be activities at the schools, but on Tuesday the 15th specifically, the first attendance day at school. Last year, the school district, I think it's the alumni from, I think it's 02 or 06, I'm not sure, they've started a program. And part of this program is to help welcome the kids to school on the first day. And they're asking civic leaders, community leaders, some city residents to come to the school, which means, number one, you got to get up pretty early, depending on which schools you're going to. And what we do is we form a line, and as the kids come in, they come down the line just like you would see at a sports event coming into the beginning of a football game or basketball game where the players run out through the line. And all of the community people welcome them and high-five them as they come in. Now, you have to, if you're going to do this or if you want to do this, you need to contact the school district, the Board of Education office, and or the school where you would be going to find out what time to be there, and it's going to be early because this is done before classes start, and see if they need any more people to do it. Because at some places last year, we had more people than we needed, and at other places, we didn't have enough. And so if you would like to do that, you want to get up that early to join us, feel free to do so, but call and ask and get permission. Don't just show up, because if you show up, they may tell you they don't need you, and then you'll have to turn around and go back home, and you would have gotten up that early for nothing. Secondly, we want to be, we want to blend in. We want to be like everybody else when we get there. You know, there's no announcements of, oh, this is Councilman Burns, or this is the city manager. We're just another person in line greeting the kids. The idea being all of the emphasis is on the children, not on us. So, you know, when you, if you go with that in mind. This is not about us. It's not about the community, the old people. This is about the kids to make their, you know, there is still something unnerving for a lot of kids, especially going to school on the first day, especially if you're going to a new school, you're going to, you know, new people that you may not know, a new building, a new grade level with different teachers and sometimes different students. So the whole purpose here is to have them to come and make them feel comfortable about being there, and to, you know, wishing them a good school year. So if you want to do it, remember, contact the school district, and they will put you in touch with a particular building or the building where you want to go. And obviously, when we're talking about Forest Park, we're talking about the buildings in Forest Park. That would end my report. I'll answer any questions if there are any. Hearing none, the next item on the agenda is item number 7, the city manager's report.
Thank you. I'll report only that the departmental reports have all been completed, included in the council packet, and also placed on file for public inspection. So that would conclude my report, but I would respond to any questions if there are any.
Any questions for Mr. Hodges? Hearing none, thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda, item number 8, is other reports. The first of those being the law director, Mr. Wyckoff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For the police department, I worked on a records request recently and also gave some advice regarding the department's use of public records. Also gave some suggestions regarding the bylaws being proposed for Economic Development Commission, and I approved the ordinance and contract for the future city manager. If there's nothing else, that would be the end of my report.
Any questions for a law director? Hearing none, thank you, sir. The next report would be the clerk of council report, Ms. Dirksen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report that ordinance numbers 07-2017 through 13-2017 and resolution number 16-2017 were posted as required. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions for clerk of council? Hearing none, we go to item number 9, unfinished business. There a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read for the second time by title only ordinance number 14-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read for the second time by title only ordinance number 14-2017. Is there any discussion?
Yes, this ordinance was read for the first time by title only on July 17th, 2017.
Any further discussion? Hearing now, would the clerk call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Otto,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. The motion to suspend the rules passes 6-0. First item A on the unfinished business, ordinance number 14-2017. Would the clerk please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 14-2017. An ordinance amending Chapter 150 zoning code as it relates to the Ohio Medical Marijuana Control Program.
Is there a motion, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move for the adoption of ordinance number 14-2017.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 14-2017. Is there any discussion, Mr. Barnes?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This ordinance provides an opportunity for medical marijuana disbursements as a special exception north of the 275 area within Forest Park in a planned, in our planned preprocessor, laboratory, and special exceptions. Basically, what this will do is follow the alignment of previous ordinances related to liquor license. It overlays that particular area, north of 275, along with the restrictions by the state for the medical marijuana, which prohibits those establishments for disbursements, processing, within 500 feet of churches, libraries, public playgrounds, as well as public parks and schools. So with that, I would urge the adoption of ordinance number 14-2017.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance number 14-2017?
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Ordinance number 14-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item number 10, new business. Is there a motion? Mr. Barnes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read by title only ordinance numbers 15-2017 through 19-2017. These ordinances were posted 6 days prior to this meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read by title only ordinance number 15-2017 through 19-2017. Is there any discussion?
No, thank you.
Any discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the motion?
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules passed 6-0. First new business item is item A, ordinance number 15-2017. The clerk please read that ordinance by title only.
Ordinance number 15-2017. An ordinance authorizing the City of Forest Park, Ohio to enter into a lease purchase agreement and payment schedule by and between Huntington Public Capital Corporation and the City of Forest Park, Ohio to finance the purchase of equipment for the City of Forest Park and authorizing other documents in connection therewith and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion? Councilman Herbie.
Yes, I would move the adoption of ordinance number 15-2017.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance 15-2017. Is there discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, this is a master lease to purchase 4 vehicles and 16 mobile data computer replacements in the police department and 2 vehicles in the fire department, which are all a part of this year's budget appropriations. The total lease amount would not exceed $260,000, and we would be leasing the equipment through Huntington Bank on a 3-year program, after which the city, with a $1 payment, would own the vehicles and equipment at the end of that 3-year term. I would urge adoption of this ordinance.
Any other discussion on the ordinance? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 15-2017?
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle.
Yes.
Ordinance number 15-2017 passes 6-0. Next item is item B, ordinance number 16-2017. Would the clerk please read that ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 16-2017, amending annual 2017 appropriation ordinance 18-2016.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move adoption of ordinance number 16-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance 16-2017. Is there a discussion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, this is a housekeeping item. We customarily do this mid-year, review our mid-year budget and make appropriate adjustments. It's also helps in the preparation of our upcoming budget planning, and I would urge adoption of this ordinance.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 16-2017?
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie.
Yes.
Ordinance 16-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is ordinance number 17-2017. Clerk, please read that ordinance by title only.
Ordinance number 17-2017, an ordinance amending ordinance numbers 07-2017, 08-2017, 09-2017, 10-2017, 11-2017, 12-2017, and 13-2017, to change the purchaser of the notes and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move adoption of ordinance number 17-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 17-2017. Is there a discussion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, if you recall at our last meeting, we adopted all of these different ordinances as they referred to the purchasing of notes and consolidation of those notes. In those ordinances, we had indicated that our underwriter would be William Blair, who announced almost immediately after we had passed those that he would no longer be serving as an underwriter for local government issuances of debt. So consequently, we are amending all of those to insert in its place Bradley Payne, who would assist us in our underwriting services and selling our notes. And I would urge adoption of this ordinance.
Any further discussion on the ordinance? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance numbers 17-2017?
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item D, ordinance number 18-2017. Would the clerk please read that ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 18-2017, an ordinance determining to reduce and recertify special assessments levied for the purpose of constructing certain improvements and declaring an emergency.
Is there a motion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move adoption of ordinance number 18-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 18-2017. The discussion, Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, this is the annual Cincinnati Mall Special Assessment legislation that we need to adopt. It applies the special assessments to 2016, which are billed and payable in 2017. We do this every year. This was originally done, the special assessment, as a backup to the TIF in the event that the TIF did not produce the amount of money necessary to cover these bonds. So I would urge adoption of this resolution, or this ordinance, excuse me.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 18-2017?
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Ordinance number 18-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item E, ordinance 19-2017.
Ordinance number 19-2017, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute all documents necessary for the purchase on behalf of the city of Forest Park, 44 acres of real property located in the south side of Waycross Road between Winton Road and Mill Road, and declaring an emergency.
Okay, is there a motion, Mr. Barnes?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to the adoption of ordinance number 19-2017.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance 19-2017. Is there any discussion, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, staff is in the process of taking advantage of a unique opportunity to purchase approximately 44 acres of residentially zoned property for under $200,000, subject only to this council's final approval. The acquisition fits within, well within our long-term community development plan, whereby a portion of the land in question would immediately be sold to a quality developer of our choice. Our acquisition and control of the land allows us to ensure the best possible development given its current R1 zoning. while maintaining perhaps under a cooperative agreement, a substantial portion of the property for permanent green space. The closing is tentatively scheduled for the 16th of this month, pending this decision tonight. And I would urge the adoption of this particular ordinance.
Any further discussions on ordinance 19-2017? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on ordinance 19-2017?
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns.
Yes.
Ordinance number 19-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is a motion. Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read resolutions numbers 17 through 19-2017 by title only.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read resolutions 17-2017 through 19-20-10 by title only. Is there a discussion?
Just that they were posted as required.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend the rules?
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules passes 6-0. The next item on the agenda is item F, resolution number 17-2017. Would the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 17-2017, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with appointed city manager Ty R. Smith on behalf of the city of Forest Park, Ohio.
Is there a motion, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, I move for the adoption of Resolution 17-2017.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution 17-2017. Is there any discussion, Mr. Barnes?
This resolution is directly related to the fact that Forest Park is in the process of completing the transition of hiring a new city manager due to the scheduled retirement of our current city manager at the end of this year. As previously announced, Ty Smith is the newly appointed city manager effective January 1st of 2018, and is consistent with the council's direction. The mayor, law director, and Mr. Smith have worked out the details of a mutually agreeable employment contract subject to the council's final approval. This particular ordinance covers that contract, and with that, I would urge the adoption of Resolution 17-2017.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on resolution number 17-2017?
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle.
Yes.
Resolution number 17-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item G, resolution number 18-2017. Would the clerk please read that resolution by title only?
Resolution number 18-2017, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Brian Lee Mountain Fire Apparatus for the disposal of surplus fire apparatus property.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move adoption of resolution number 18-2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt resolution number 18-2017. Is there a discussion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, we have just received our new ladder truck, which replaced our old 2003 unit. And currently, we have to move equipment off of the old unit onto the new unit so that the new unit will be fully operational. As part of that replacement process, we need to declare the old 2003 Ferrara ladder truck as obsolete surplus equipment and proceed with the disposal of it. At the same time, we also have an old 1997 Ferrara fire engine that we need to dispose of because we have been using it as a backup equipment for about 13 years. We no longer want to use any of this as part of our fleet due to the age and condition. And so consequently, the 1997 Ferrara fire engine and the 2003 ladder truck should be declared obsolete surplus equipment that no longer serve any useful purpose. Brindley Fire Apparatus is in the business of selling used fire apparatus, and we want to use this company and their expertise to advertise and sell these two specialized vehicles. If we get no purchaser for those, we would have to probably just dispose of this as scrap. And so I would urge adoption of this resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk please call the roll on Resolution 18-2017.
Holt,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie.
Yes.
Resolution 18-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item H, Resolution number 19-2017.
Resolution number 19-2017, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into agreements with Lebanon Ford, Middletown Ford, and Hamilton County Regional Crime Information Center, or their designated vendor for the purchase of city vehicles through the state of Ohio bidding process and equipment through a single source supplier.
Is there a motion, Councilwoman Herbie?
Yes, I would move adoption of resolution number 19-2017.
Been moved and second that we adopt Resolution 19-2017. Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, this is related to a previous ordinance that we acted on earlier this evening for the purchase of 6 vehicles and 16 in-car mobile data computers that we're intending to acquire under a lease purchase agreement. In this, we would be waiving the formal bidding process and purchasing the vehicles off the state bid list, which just means that the state has already complied with the formalities for the competitive bidding process. And so I would, we also are waiving the formal bidding process and buying the police mobile data computer replacements through the Hamilton County Regional Crime Information Center, which also does the same kind of thing. So I would urge adoption of this resolution.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, would the clerk please call the roll on Resolution 19-2017?
Johnson,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Cottle,
Yes.
Herbie,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Resolution 19-2017 passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda, item I, is a motion. Councilwoman Collins.
Yes, I move to request that the clerk of council to notify the Ohio Department of Liquor Control that the city of Forest Park does not request a hearing regarding a liquor license request to E.G. Miners Enterprises, Inc., DBA La Rosas, 663 Northland Boulevard, Unit A, Forest Park, Ohio, 45240.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and second that we, that the clerk be directed to notify the Department of Liquor Control that we do not request a hearing. Is there any discussion?
Yes, this is a request for a liquor license for the La Rosas located on Northland Boulevard. The liquor license request is for a D51 spirituous liquor for on-premises consumption only, beer and wine for on-premises or off-premises in original sealed containers until 2:30 a.m., and D6, sale of intoxicating liquors on Sunday between 1 p.m. and midnight. The police department has reviewed the request and does not have any objections to it or the business operation. Staff recommends that we do not file a letter of objection.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is item A, a motion. Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move to receive the general fund summary report as contained in the departmental reports.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we receive the general fund report as contained in the departmental report. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, Let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Is there any other business to come before the body? Any other business to come before the body? Hearing none. Meeting is adjourned.